Yo, yo, yo. Cummins Talk, Cummins Talk, Cummins Talk, Cummins Talk. Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Get a chance for a couple people to get in here. Get a chance for a couple people to get in here. Just another day chilling in the hood. Just another day around the way. I'm feeling good today. Feeling good today. Just another day chilling in the hood. Just another day around the way. Feeling good today. Yo, come and talk. Come and talk. We're gonna wait for some people to get here. Oh shit, I ain't even got my Bluetooth on. I'm tweaking. Let me get this Bluetooth on so I could get a little bit better sound quality. Uh, yo, 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 yo. Let me get the audio. Yo, yo, hold on. Mess with the audio. Settings, audio. Yo, yo, yo. Let me get a sound check. A 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2, a 1 2. How we sounding, Curtis? How it sound with the Bluetooth now? I forgot to even put this joint on. I just went live without the damn Bluetooth on, so I can get some clarity. How we sound with the Bluetooth on? Let me get a sound check. Yo, yo, yo. Let me get a thumbs up or a yay or nay. A yes or no. Yes, sound quality good. No, sound quality is bad. Where we at with it? Where we at with it? Where we at with it? Come on, Curtis. Quit playing, G. All right, Sage. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the soundtrack, man. We got the chimps in the building today for sure. We definitely got the monkeys in the building today. Curtis, and I meant that racially, Curtis. Curtis, I meant that in the most racist way possible. Jesus. Messy Boots. King Messi himself. Yeah, it's not a podcast, but it works, you know what I'm saying? We getting it in today, you know what I'm saying? Let me take this monkey suit off. We getting it in today. Like I say, I'm gonna keep trying to come to y'all live in the truck. I normally don't do this. I usually do it behind the desk professionally, try to, give it the podcast with the mic in the background, try to get them vibes. But I think this is better as far as like banging out true content. And today what I wanted to get on here and talk about was OTR versus local versus regional. What's better? What's the difference? Is there such thing as better? What's the difference? Blah, 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 blah. And I know this one gonna ruffle some feathers, but you know what I'm saying? So what, bruh? I really don't care. So let's get into it. OTR versus local. Let's just stick with that. We're gonna take the regional out of it for now, okay? Because regional's a whole different beast. And I think a lot of people sleep on regional, which is pretty much OTR with a whole bunch of passing right past your house type deal. You know what I'm saying? The opportunity to really pass through the house every week. But let's just go into local, sleeping in your bed every night versus OTR, sleeping in your truck just about every night. And OTR, to really get to the money, it would seem that it works for the dispatchers and everybody involved if you stayed out at least 4 weeks. People say 3 weeks. I say 4. I really say 4. To catch a real rhythm, you need to stay out like a month and then be able to spend maybe you could cheat the system. 4 at the most days at the crib. 3 is kind of, 3 is pushing it. 4 at the most. 2 is ideal. Get in and get out. 2. You know what I'm saying? Yes, regional does get the best of both worlds, Curtis. Now, And in this, in me talking about this, I'm gonna ask a few questions, and I want y'all to answer. I want y'all out there, you know, only got 3 people right now in on the check-in. And I'll get into the questions later. Hopefully, we get a little bit. Hopefully, the beat build up. You know what I'm saying? Now, OTR, about a month out, couple days home, 2 days is ideal. 3 days is pushing it. 4 is max. Like, you wildin'. You know what I'm saying? You stayed at home for 4 days, you wildin'. Trying to get back to the money. You know what I'm saying? You're taking too many days off. Versus local, where you working guaranteed no less than 14 hours. But depending on traffic and shippers and receivers and tire blowouts and stuff like that, you're probably looking at more like 16, 17-hour days every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day you could count on this. 14 for sure between the commute back and forth to your truck and, little stuff, getting something to eat and your actual drive shift that's going to take at least 12 hours. And they got this down to a science. Everybody that does local or dispatches local, they got it down to a science where they really don't want you coming home before your 12 hours. If you get up at 5, you can't expect to be home till 5. You know what I'm saying? Now that versus OTR. Now let's give out some pros and cons, all right? Just from the driving perspective. Okay? From the driving perspective, I think the pros definitely weigh heavy in the favor of the OTR driver. Why? Because you might not even bump a dock in a whole day's work. You probably won't even bump one dock. And local, come home every day, didn't know how many stops you doing and what type of loads you running. Man, you could be bumping like 10 docks on top of unloading with a pallet jack on, you know what I'm saying? On top of having to, do some type of touch freight, okay? But we're not going to get into the touch and no touch freight. We're just going to assume it's all no touch, okay? Let me see. None of them are better than any other. It's to each his own. I disagree. And it is. I do agree with the it's to each his own, but I disagree with the fact that there isn't one better than other. Okay? So let's just break it down. On the driving side, I will have to get an edge to the OTR driver. You can literally do an 11-hour drive shift. And never touch a dock. Never. Not bump one dock. Whereas in local, that's virtually impossible. You dock bumping like a mug. You're doing a whole bunch of coordinating with people. It's a lot more human interaction, which is another lean towards the OTR driver. You don't have to talk to nobody. That's awesome. I like that better. Some people like to interact with a bunch of fat chicks with attitudes. You know what I'm saying? Little warehouse rats. You know what I'm saying? I had to deal with one the other day. Had a whole attitude. Didn't even let me get to the stop sign. She like, stop. I gotta give you the thumbs up before you pull out. Like, can I get to the stop sign first, lady? Like, relax. But anyway, so that's advantage OTR on both of those. Human interaction, bumping docks, multi-stops, because I don't like to make multi-stops. Now, if you're a multi-stop guy, then that goes to what Rob BX was saying. To each his own. But for the most part, I think everybody can pretty much agree just driving down the street is much easier than backing and bumping 10 docks a day. Driving in a straight line is much easier than bumping 10 docks a day. I think we can all agree on that. It's just easier. This is what it is. It's easier. It takes way less concentration, focus time. Like, you just literally driving in a straight line. Now, let's go with the fact of home time. Okay. actually being home and seeing the stuff that you paying for. And that's if you paying for stuff OTR. Because a lot of cats are super smart and they combined all of their, not combined, they get rid of all of their expenses. No home, no car, no nothing. They literally live in a truck. They do have a car. It's a beat up $2,000 Oldsmobile Alero. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on 14s. You know, used tires all around. You know, just something to get back and forth when they jump in the jump out the truck when they get back home to the yard. You know what I'm saying? So if you're smart and you don't have no bills, that ain't for you. But if you do have a bill, if you do have bills because you have a family, you have a wife, you have a kid, home time, actually seeing what you're paying for, because you're a family man, truck driver, and a lot of this is gonna pertain to the family man truck driver, not the single guy that's driving a truck. Because let's just be honest, the single guy that's driving a truck, bro, y'all got ungodly advantages. Like ungodly advantages. Y'all can just get up and move and do what y'all want to do whenever y'all want to do it or whatever. But the family man, it doesn't work that simple. Like if you decided you want to live in Los Angeles today, you could just go and move freight out of Los Angeles today. If you change your mind, you say you want to move to Vegas, you could do that the next week if you want to, because it ain't working out. So on and so forth. A month later, you want to move to Houston and move freight out of Houston, you could just pick up and go to Houston because you're single. You do what you want. As long as you keep your driving record clean and everything is everything, you looking good on your MVR. Man, it's so many truck driving jobs out here, it ain't no way. You know what I'm saying? You can't just pick up and get somewhere. Especially if you ain't got no felonies, you single. If everything good, your paperwork good, you good. You know what I'm saying? You got felonies, you know. God bless you. So home time, family man, advantage local driver. You get to actually come home and see the stuff that you're paying for. Whether that's a house, whether that's a truck, car, whether you got something sitting on 30s, whether you just got a Tesla or a nice little old school that you like, a little old school Camaro with the T-tops. You know what I'm saying? Well, I meant to say Monte Carlo, old school Monte Carlo with the T-tops. You know, whatever it is you into, or maybe you got a motorcycle, a Harley, or you in the crotch rockets. You get to come home and you get to play with that stuff. You got weekends off, and you could touch your bike every day. Okay. Versus OTR, you ain't seeing none of that stuff, but like maybe once a month, if that. And you're only doing that for a couple days, and then you back in this rusty truck, this rust bucket. So, advantage local driver on the home time, okay? Now, there's a little bit of a disclaimer and a asterisk next to the home time on the local driver. Because if you're doing 16-hour days, which you will, because you will catch blowouts, you will run into traffic, you will run into problems at shippers, receivers, rail yards, so on and so forth. And it's going to cause your day to get extended to somewhere upwards of 16, 17 hours. Now, if that's the case, there's only 24 hours in a day. And you need to get back to work the next day. So, there's only 24 hours in a day. You do the math. 17 hours, 16 hours, that's 7, 8 hours for you to actually get in any rest. So, like I say, it's going to be that asterisk with the home time, because are you really even getting to enjoy anything at home? No, probably not during the week. Now, you might be able to sneak in some sweet sauce, you know what I'm saying? You might be able to, play a game of hide the banana, but you're going to have to get that in real quick, you know what I'm saying? Real quick, because you got to get some type of rest, because driving tired in local traffic ain't no joke. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no joke. You can make a mistake just that quick. Next thing you know, you in a car accident. You in an accident with a car, because you're seeing more local, situations. People turning, cars crowding you. The local situation is a lot different than over the road, as far as the driving situations. Because cars in big cities are jerk offs. You know what I'm saying? They think they own the road, when in all actuality, we own the road. And I don't think they understand. Like, It's so funny to me how cars think that they own the road sometimes, but in actuality, we the ones that weigh 80,000 pounds. We pushing 40 tons. You and your little Subaru, bro, that joint like 3,000 pounds. I'll murder you and keep going. You better hope that somebody even see the accident. You could die and won't nobody even know. You could hit my tandem, spin out, die, and I probably, chances are, I might feel like a little bump, like I hit a speed bump. So you got to deal with those a-holes when you working local. And you don't want to deal with that working tired. You don't want to do a whole bunch of backing being tired. You miss stuff. You don't get out and look. You know what I'm saying? As everybody has it on their mirror, go. If you're not sure, get out and look. If you're tired, you're not going to get out and look because you're tired. You're going to shortcut everything. Well, some stuff, not everything. You're going to shortcut stuff that you usually wouldn't shortcut. You're going to overlook stuff that you wouldn't overlook. And it's just a bad look. So, moving right along. So, home time, advantage local driver with an asterisk, okay? Money definitely goes to the OTR driver. Definitely. There's no question. The potential to make money is way higher in the OTR lane than it is in the local lane. And let me explain why. In the OTR lane, you're just running way more miles consistently. There's no coming home. You do your 10. You get up the next day. You know, it's just an easier experience. Like I say, some days you're not bumping no dots, so you're just getting in 11 hours of straight driving, taking your little 30-minute break before 8 hours pop up, and then heading back on the road to finish your last 3. I mean, it's just a sweet situation. On top of, if you do straight 11, well, you ain't bumping no docs and you ain't dealing with nobody and you ain't getting no break, like no interruptions in your sleep. Well, you could do an 11, sleep for 10, get to where you going. You know what I'm saying? Get back on the road. You know, if you got a good system going, as far as just driving and rest breaks, man, the mileage and the amount of loads you can run, as far as distance and everything, is crazy. Compared to the local driver, you just, you know, it's pretty much a set rate on what you're gonna get paid every day per the local company. You're not gonna be able to, you know, no matter what the freight changes, no matter what's going on in the world for real, they may go up a little, but for the most part, there's a set rate in your region for all the local companies that they're willing to pay local drivers. You know what I'm saying? Period. I don't care if they're doing it by the mile. I don't care if they're doing it by the hour. I don't care if they're doing it by percentage on the load. It don't matter. They're going to pay you. It's a set rate because of expenses, because of how everything works out locally. You know, like the saying goes. What's up, Shake World? I just saw you checked in. Let me see. I've been ignoring my comments. What we got here? And as the cars get smarter, the people driving them get dumber. Facts. And you got to deal with crazy vegans. Yeah, facts too. So listen. What was I at? Read the comments and now I lost track. Oh, there's a set rate that you're going to get paid as a local driver, period, because every local company that runs local drivers have a bottom line, have expenses, they got the gas, everything, all the mileage, everything, stops, how much time, they got it all mapped out. They know with a new driver working for the company, how many stops they're going to be able to bang out versus the old school cats. The old school cats know how to get in and out of places quick because they've been there a million times. The newer cats, they still learning certain things about certain areas and times and how to get around certain local traffic because you're driving on local streets. You're not really doing a lot of interstate, you know, traffic. It's more local streets. So, you know, it's a set rate. It all makes sense. They got algorithms and charts and graphs and PowerPoint spreadsheets to break down every price point when it comes to local driving. There is no real change to it. You know, people need Pepsi and they need it, you know what I'm saying? And they need it every day. So depending on how many Pepsis you drop off, that's how much you're going to get paid, period. It's a set time, you know. And these local people, These local people, they're not gonna keep you on if you're not efficient enough. And that's the thing about the local jobs. You know, you got a lot of you. I ain't gonna say a lot of time. You got enough time to pick up the rhythm and the schedule and everything, and figure it out, and get home and be on time to your appointments and your drop offs or whatever the case may be. But they only gonna work with you for so long. Far as not knowing what you're doing and not being able to get out of stops. You know what I mean? They're gonna move on to the next guy and put somebody else in that truck. This guy is wilding. You are wilding, bro. Jesus Christ. Man, if y'all car haulers, if any of y'all in here is a car hauler, bro, what's wrong with y'all, bro? Y'all be wilding, G. Anyway, moving right along. So the local gig, you're gonna run into a lot of issues as far as, like I say, dealing with local traffic and local crap. You know what I'm saying? Whereas the over the road driver, not so much. So the money, the potential to make money, because you're dealing with less people and getting in more miles and getting stuff where it needs to go, it's just higher. So we gotta get the money to the OTR. So where we at so far? Only thing that the local driver is getting is home time, and so far money, ease of job, and I forgot there was one other thing. That's all OTR so far. Now, well, home time, you gotta think about family life. And what do I mean by family life? As a family man, I covered a little bit of it yesterday about taking care of your kids, being a positive force in your significant other's life, as well as your children, your community. As a local driver, you're not really a big community guy, but you definitely have some insight on what's going on with your family. You're gonna be able to make a few football games. You're gonna be tired as hell at them football games. But lucky for you, football games for your kids are usually on Fridays. You know what I'm saying? If your daughter play volleyball or something like that, wow. You know what I'm saying? Good luck, bro. Because they games be weird. You know what I'm saying? They can have a game on a Wednesday, Thursday, something wild like that. So good luck as a local driver. You know what I'm saying? Over the road driver, your kids don't even know you, fam. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest about it. Let's just be honest about it. And that's a problem for me. And that's a negative. You know what I'm saying? That's a big minus sign on the OTR side. If you are OTR, your kids don't know you, fam. They don't. You, as a father, driving OTR can act as if they know you and act like you in their life and you really involved. You're not, fam. You definitely not. You definitely not. So I don't want to deep dive into that. I did on the last video. I don't even think it's up for debate. Ain't nobody gonna change my mind on this. But if you think you could change my mind about being a father and being an OTR driver, then go right ahead, leave a comment, we could discuss it. You know what I'm saying? But dog, your kids don't know you, bro, if you're an OTR driver. You popping in every weekend, once a month, sometimes way less than that. Because most OTR drivers that's really getting to the money, they don't come home. Because it don't make no sense to come home. Because they got that lease payment they gotta pay. You know, they thinking about all the money that they missing, basically. That's it. So that's a big negative. So local driver get a bullet point. Yeah, that's with an asterisk because you ain't like number one father at the PTA meeting, helping your kids with schoolwork and coaching them in football and all that. Now it's possible you could squeeze in some time like that. You get in a position and you've been there long enough, you can get into a company job where they're at least getting you home in 10 hours. You got your route down and you can get home in 10 hours. And shout out to Dirty Broke. Because see, Dirty Broke, he got his ducks in a row. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a minute. He got his schedule down packed. He seems to be comfortable as a company driver, you know, doing regional or local or whatever he's doing. And God bless him. I'm glad for him because if I was in that position, I would have stayed that way. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have went regional or OTR, any of that. I would just prefer to do what Dirty Broke describes, you know, as his job. And I'll let him get into that. let's call it what it is. That's why I got my ass off the road. Memories over millions. Facts. And that's the thing. And a lot of dispatchers out there run into the same issue. They mess around and they get too many drivers that they're managing. You one dispatch and you got like 30, 40 drivers. Man, one will call you successful. Another one will call you stressed the hell out. You know what I'm saying? Will the money be there? Sure. Will you be able to sleep? Hell no. You ain't getting no sleep, fam. You ain't getting no sleep. Are you spending a lot of time with your kids? No, you're not. You booking loads. You making phone calls for breakdowns. You coordinating people, drivers that are late. You coordinating getting paperwork to the DOT because your driver got stopped. You're doing all type of coordination. You're doing coordination. The fuel card ain't working. It's just always something. You know what I'm saying? So, you gotta pick and choose your battles. So yeah, memories over millions is a great, it's an awesome gem. Once again, it depends when you do it. I went back OTR when my kids were grown. Also get to the bag working 5 days OTR, all about timing. Yeah, and that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds like you've been doing it for a while. Oh, and I'm a lease driver. It sounds like you've been doing it for a while, so you kind of got a system, and that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy for you. You know what I'm saying? But in the beginning, wasn't it like super, super duper tough? It wasn't a lot of rainbows, peaches, and ice cream, was it? It was a learning curve behind working out the kinks and everything that you're doing to be comfortable, right? And how long did that last you? If it was a learning curve, how long was that learning curve before you got comfortable? Before you got to the point where, like, did it take for your kids to get grown for you to get comfortable, or did you do local while they was young and it was a lot of missing out on sleep, a lot of sleep deprivation, or what? You know what I'm saying? Break that down, because that's the thing. Money wise, OTR. Easy ass job, OTR. Home time, local. Being and home time could mean different things. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that's why I broke it down into two different things. Home time is rest and peace and enjoyment and fun, and also the other side that I mentioned, like being in your family, that has nothing to do with home time. That has to do with being a positive role model. So that has nothing to do with home time. Of course, you can't do that without home time, but you get what I'm saying. Father D, what's good? But yeah, I think that the pros and cons, as far as like OTR versus local, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for straight making money, OTR is definitely the way to go. If you're looking for to be somewhat like a regular person, because OTR drivers are not regular people. You're not. There's so much different things there's so much stuff you gotta change about your lifestyle. Like, fam, you become somebody that's used to not being around anybody. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're one of them weirdos that like to hang out at the truck stop. I've never sat in one of them damn massage chairs or one of them chairs at a TA. Like, that's weirdo shit to me. You know what I'm saying? That's super weird to me. But some cats that's been doing it for years, that ain't weird. That's home. You know what I'm saying? They park at the same tight places, not the same places, but the same tight places over the road. And they might get in there and their eyes turn into diamonds when they see that massage chair at the TA. You know what I'm saying? It's just, different strokes for different folks. I'm not a big OTR guy. Have I done it? Yes. Did I like it? Hell no. I got away from it as soon as I possibly could. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, for those that are OTR, the money, I definitely see why you guys are OTR. But we can't undercut the fact that you have to change your whole lifestyle to be OTR. You're not a regular person. So If you want to make money, OTR. But if you want to live some sort of a regular life, as like live like a regular person, and what I mean by regular person is most people that make money work a 9 to 5. They come home to a household. Then of course you're gonna have to go local. Now let's break down the best of both worlds and why I think that this is your best bet. Okay? And that's regional. You do local to play softball on the weekends. Facts. That's it. You do local that be somewhat regular, that has some type of life. As an OTR, you ain't in no softball leagues. You ain't never really seeing no bars unless you bogus, you know what I'm saying? Unless you just totally bogus. You ain't going out and having a drink with the fellas. You ain't doing none of those good old, what's up, bruh? Type activities. Nothing. Nothing with the kids, nothing with the homies. No, you ain't going out to eat with your old lady. OTR, you don't get to do none of that. None of that. So local, at least you get to be somewhat regular. You tired as hell, but you get to be regular. Now let's break down regional. Best of both worlds. The reason I think regional is the best way to go is because let's be honest. If you regional and you got a dispatcher that's running you how you want to run, and it don't take that long. It only take you about a year to get in a situation where your dispatcher is running you exactly how you want to run. You home every weekend, and during the week, you passing through. And when you don't feel like it, you just don't pass through. You make the money. So the option is yours. Do you want to go home? Do you want to go home over the weekend? No, you don't have to. You don't have to do none of that. You could just grind like an OTR cat if you want to when you regional. You could grind like you OTR. Because when you talk about knocking out 700 miles in a day and never bumping no dots, you could definitely do that as a regional driver running from Pennsylvania to Iowa, Pennsylvania to Kentucky, Iowa to northern parts of Michigan, Ohio to Minnesota. Like, and this all Midwest regional work. And vice versa, if you're doing it down south from parts of Texas and Louisiana over to Georgia, running the I-10, running that lane. You can live like an OTR driver doing that. So, now, do you get to join a softball league? Yeah, if you want to. But once the softball league is over with, you can go back to being like an OTR guy, a hermit crab, living in your truck, eating soup every day, or gouging yourself at the truck stops, getting baconators, totally losing control of your health. To me personally, I think regional is the way to go. Also, if you want to go regional, as far as the money tip, it ain't no different than OTR. You can bang out as many miles as you want. You can negotiate your rates however you want. You can live money-wise however you want. You could take a break from it whenever you want. Now, there is a such thing as truck payments and stuff like that. But as an OTR guy, it's kind of hard to make last-minute decisions about going to concerts or showing up to games or whatever when you live in Columbus, Ohio, and you OTR, and when the news come up that an event is coming, you all the way in Vegas. How the hell you gonna pull that? It's a wrap. But on the other hand, if you're regional, you can pull that. You could make a phone call to your dispatcher. You could get home at a certain time. You could go to that little dance recital or whatever. You could make it work, jump back in your truck, and go get the money. And that's just specific for like dance recitals, plays, stuff like that your kids is in, or certain little events, funerals, certain little events like that. You can make funerals and one-day events like that and jump right back in the truck and go OTR. And that's different from coaching your kids in football or joining a league that happens every Friday and Saturdays. You know what I'm saying? That's different. You're gonna have to cut the OTR crap out if you're trying to have a life like that. If you're trying to live like Fred Flintstone in a bowling league, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to get your Fred Flintstone on. The money is definitely gonna take a decline. But once the league is over, you could go back to living like an OTR driver and grinding full time. The money is there. The money is there. You could do whatever you want. Me personally, I think the family time and being a presence is more important than the money, because this is a fact, okay? And let me break this down. Hold on, let me read some comments before I break this down, because I got this little gem I want to drop out there. Let me see. If you want to pick up money over kids, go OTR. If you want to pick your kids over money, go local. Facts. That's how I feel about it. If you want to go money over kids, go OTR local. If you want kids over money, that's pretty much what it boils down to. If you're a family man, and this is what I'm talking about, family man. I ain't talking about you single cats. You single cats, bruh, y'all could do whatever y'all want. It don't even matter when it comes to a single guy. You know what I'm saying? Or a single female, but especially a single guy. Like, bruh, you would sleep in a cave, nigga. Like, it don't even matter. So, regional, 3 weeks, triangle rules. Facts. You boom, 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 boom. Or you go run back and forth. There's cats that run regional that just run back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Facts. What you say, Marv? One of the biggest things for me is, what if something happened with family? I'm not gonna be 1,000 miles away. That's what I'm getting into. If I had kids, no way I wouldn't be gone like that. F that. Facts. Now, damn, reading these comments, I always forget what I was about to get into. Damn, I just forgot my point that I was gonna make before I read the comments. I gotta get better with that. I can't drive and write shit down, like write stuff down. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? What can I say? You know what I'm saying? I'm a new YouTuber, so it's kind of hard for me to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm working on it though, bro. But this is my second live while I'm driving a truck. Let's see, and I'm also driving in traffic, bro. I'm in the Chicagoland area, bro, and 80 is going crazy with all the constructions, and you know what I'm saying? White guys in Subarus acting like they own the road. No offense to white guys, but y'all are usually the people that act like jerks on the road. Not saying that I've not ran into my fair share of black people that act like jackasses on the road, but most of the time my experience is some white guy thinking he on the road in his damn Subaru, telling me I need to get over in the left lane, not caring about my gas mileage. They don't give a damn about my bank account at all. They don't care nothing about my shifting, nothing. They don't care nothing about the truck. I just got to stay in the right lane and deal with the slow pokes, you know what I'm saying, even though I'm moving much faster. But either way, I digress. Facts. Comments is the devil. Damn, what was I about to get? What was the point I was gonna make? I know it was something to do with regional. Damn, what was it? So let's do a recap then. So with regional, best of both worlds, blam blam blam. You can get back and forth. You know what I'm saying? If you're running the triangle route or just running back and forth, when a phone call comes up and you need to make arrangements to get to a funeral or something like that, or get to a dance recital, you can actually make that happen. It's gonna be hard to do that at 1,000 miles away. And if you local, you might get to the dance recital that day too, calling off and missing money and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. But you're gonna be dog tired when you get to the dance recital, because local cats, let's just face it, y'all niggas is overworked. You know what I'm saying? And that's a fact though. Local cats is overworked. Like, y'all is overworked. That 14 hours a day, every day. Cause listen, as an OTR driver, that's why I say that y'all, man, y'all, it's easy. Like, OTR is stupid easy. Y'all can literally work 10 or 11 hours in one day and not do nothing else. Nothing else. Just literally work your 11 and a half. It's possible. Or it's possible that you do like 10 hours in one day. The next day you got to be at your appointment. You only bang out 6. Your appointment is for a certain time. They get you in, your dispatch don't dispatch you back out for another couple hours or whatever the case may be. If you're a good dispatcher, then he got a couple stops planned out for you. But if you're not, you know what I'm saying, because of the way freight running or whatever the case may be, you could just be chilling at the receiver for a whole 36 or whatever the case may be in between time. And then when you pick up your next load going across country or wherever you're going, you would drive for another 11, and boom, you off again. That never happens in local. You are working no less than 14 hours a day, every day, period, 5 days a week. So, and I count working as anything I gotta do. Driving to my truck, driving to my truck, anything that I gotta do. Once I decide that I'm about to go get in the truck and go to work, if I gotta stop somewhere or do anything, gas, if I take a nap, all of that is work to me. All of that is work. Nothing, you know what I'm saying? My commute, the traffic I'm sitting in on the way home, after I drop, if I'm bobtailing, anywhere, whatever. If it got something to driving to the truck or driving in the truck, it's work, bro. And you ain't gonna work no less than 14 hours as a local driver. It's just, it is what it is. And that's in the beginning. Now, towards the end, you might get good with your dispatchers and get you a good routine down where you working, and you could probably cut it down to 8 or 9. I don't know. I don't know your situation. You know what I'm saying? And if you can, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? God bless you, because it just ain't happening. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I think, like I say, regional is awesome, because I think that overall, you could pick your battles. You could pick your poison. The fact that you can literally work like an OTR driver and still make dance recitals and little one-day events, funerals, and stuff like that. You could schedule around that if you're regional and still get in a gang of miles and still work hard as hell like an OTR driver and make dead near the same amount of money, if not more. And you could train doing it. And you could also call your dispatcher and turn into Fred Flintstone, join a bowling league, and be more involved, like, and live like a regular person if you're regional. If that's what you want to do, you could do 5 days out, come home for 2 every weekend, or whatever the case may be. You could work all that out regional. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about regional, that, like I say, that's the plus that I think. Any cat that's working regional, I think you're making the right decision, like far as a family life. Because let's just be honest. The cats that's local and that's fighting to get home, you don't really need to be home every day, bro. You don't. You really don't. You don't need to be home every day. And to be honest, some of you cats is killing yourselves just to get home every day. Y'all run a load that's 360 miles out, which if you do the math and you counting all the different factors, that's at least a good 6-hour drive. You know what I'm saying? Now, can you cut it down? Yeah, of course you can. We all have. Anybody that, you can do the math. If you're doing 70, you feeling good that day, you hitting all the right bumps and everything's good, catching all the right lights, and you're doing 70, then yeah, you could squeeze it down to 5 and some change. You know what I'm saying? 5 and probably 5:30 really. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's just say 6 hours, okay? 6 hours, and then you're gonna chill with the receivers. Well, not chill, but you're gonna deal with the receivers. You're gonna work through all that mess, and then you're gonna kill yourself trying to get back another 6 hours and put yourself on PC or do some weird stuff to try to get back in that 6 hours, just to say that you got home, just to get home, just to be home. Now you done racked up 12 hours in drive time, and we ain't talked about none of the bobtail time or none of the time you spent commuting, getting to your truck and getting back home from the yard out of your truck. Bro, you killing yourself. And cats do it all the time. All the time. Because of the money. They'll do it. 9 times out of 10, they want that money. So they gonna do it. If that 360-mile load come up, they grabbing it. They grabbing it because they know it makes more than the 240-mile load that you could knock out real quick. You doing that in 9 hours. You know what I'm saying? 240 joint, boom. You 4 hours there, 4 hours back. You taking a break. You know what I'm saying? You might grab you something to eat. You got to deal with the shippers, receivers, park, hook up to the next thing, pop back out, drop off again. That's a good 9-hour shift, 9.5. And at the commute, If you really slick about it, you're looking at a 10-hour day. Sweet. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as that 360-mile load come up, that joint that's 370, and cats will push it. It'll be like 370, 372. You know what I'm saying? Knowing damn well you really legally can't get there and back with traffic and everything that's going on. I don't care if you wake up at 5 in the morning. On your way back, you're gonna catch some traffic, bro. It might be easy sailing at the beginning of the shift, leaving out of big city or whatever the case may be. You might be able to cruise out of there at 5, 6 in the morning. But what happens when you come back into the big city? When you got to drop back off, you're going to catch that traffic. You already pushing it on the drive time just with the mileage, let alone any traffic that you hitting on the way back. And let's say you hit the traffic on the way going out. Man, now you're really stressing the whole time about DOT on your clock the whole day. Whereas if you do it towards the end of the day, it's like, it's a better sweat. If you do it in the beginning of the day, if you run into traffic and run into some hiccups at the beginning of the day, now you're sweating the whole day because you know for a fact you're not going to make it in decent time. Your clock going to be looking bogus when you get back. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just one of them things you just got to deal with. And I think that you could cut a lot of that out if you go reach. Do I think that regional workers make more than OTR or vice versa? I still think the money is definitely in OTR, definitely, especially with training, especially with some of the lease bonuses that these OTR companies offer. You just got to work with your system. I've found that from everything that I've done research on and what I've heard from multiple truck drivers is the better opportunities as far as like bonuses and programs are all edged out to help the OTR. The tax breaks are edged out to help the OTR driver. Write-offs and everything. The more days you're out on the road is the better. You know what I'm saying? For you. All the way around. Like people giving you breaks, everything. Like it just works out better OTR money-wise and financially. But do I think you could still pull that off regional? Yes, you can. Because technically you are. If you're not coming home weekends, if you're the type of OTR driver that's basically just doing your resets and you just planning your resets so good that you end up having to do resets at home. And sometimes you don't. Sometimes you get stuck in the middle of Hershey, Pennsylvania. You know what I'm saying? Doing a reset. Yes. I got 4 kids all in sports. Used to be home every day. Exactly. You got 4 kids in sports. You got to be home, bro. You cannot be OTR and call yourself a true parent, a true father. Because if you OTR, man, your kids don't know you, bro. And some cats is okay with that. Some cats is okay with just being a check. Because this is my thing, okay? Let's say you just a check, and I've looked at it from this perspective. If you wasn't living a life of just being a check, your family would be absolutely poor. Let's look at it from that perspective, okay? Now, I know people I've met people that's from the Philippines, females, really, because these third world countries and second world countries only really want female expats doing like cooking and working